All right, let's get a few more things set up here. Get that. Okay, here we go. Introduction for folks that have not seen the stream before, or if you're watching the video after the fact. Hello to everyone out there that's watching. My name is Tim. I go by foamyguy on GitHub and Discord. The chat that's on the screen there is the Discord. That's the Adafruit Discord channel in the live broadcast room. So if you are interested in asking questions or hanging out or showing us what you're working on, you can head over to that Discord channel. This stream will be covering CircuitPython projects. So we'll start off working on the libraries today, and then if there's time after that, then I'll probably go back to the thing I was working on last week, which was the Not Pac-Man game. So CircuitPython, if you don't have any history with that, if you don't know what CircuitPython is, you don't have any experience, you can learn more at this page here, circuitpython.org. This is the main site for the project. It's basically a version of Python that runs on all these tiny computers. You can see some of them in the background right here. These are called microcontrollers, and CircuitPython is a version of Python that runs on these that allows you to interact with other electronic devices like RGB lights and sensors, speakers, and screens, and all sorts of stuff. So that's what CircuitPython is all about. If you are interested in getting involved with the project, there's a couple of ways you can do that. There's a contributing link at the top here. If you click this contributing link, that's going to take you to a page which will list all of the open pull requests and issues, although it's looking like there's some sort of problem with this page, truthfully, because there should be some things listed here. So ordinarily, this page, it will list all the open pull requests right here and all the open issues right here. And you can search the issues. There's a filter thing at the top here. You can filter by good first issue. If you're interested in getting started and you've never, contributed before and you want something, on the more basic side of things. Like I mentioned, though, there does seem to be some kind of problem here. For some reason, these aren't actually listing out right now. So we'll need to dive into that a little bit and figure out what's going on at some point. Another way, though, that you can contribute if you don't want to, get involved with the actual coding of CircuitPython and the libraries. This company right here, Adafruit, this is their website, adafruit.com. They are the folks that are providing the primary financial backing for CircuitPython. They're paying, the core development team to work on this project full time. So you can go to their website and purchase hardware from them, and then you are, indirectly supporting the project. This is kind of an interesting one. I haven't seen this before. HDMI to USB capture card. It's kind of interesting. Only $20. Might be kind of a cool thing to play with. Anyway, though, yeah, like I was mentioning, they pay the folks that work on the project. So, if you purchase hardware from them, then you are supporting the project. And of course, they sell the microcontrollers. They also sell, all sorts of ththings that you can plug in and do with the microcontrollers, right? Like sensors and, batteries and, battery meters and screens and lots and lots of RGB LEDs and, all kinds of stuff. Pretty much anything you could think of that you want to do with one of these microcontrollers, you could probably find the parts and pieces, available for sale on the site. So do that if you want to help out as well. I do work for Adafruit. I work on guides and other software from time to time, but this stream is not like a paid endeavor. So it's not a paid promotion for me to mention Adafruit up at the top here. I just like to do it, of course, because I want the project to succeed. And again, one of the ways that happens is folks buying hardware. Okay, so let's see. Dexter is working on a CPython PyTorch. I'm not familiar with PyTorch. What's that one? PyTorch. I guess that's a library, probably. PyTorch, open source. Oh, machine learning. Okay. Okay, so there's another library called Torch, and then this is probably the Python implementation for it. Interesting. Computer vision, natural language processing. Primarily developed by Facebook. That's a bummer. Not the biggest fan of Facebook. They make some cool software though, unfortunately. React.js is pretty cool as well, which is a Facebook product as well. So neat. Okay, so you have it, Dexter. Are you got it hooked up to do like vision stuff? Are you processing images and stuff like that, or are you working on something else with the AI in that library there? $20, yeah. Doctor recommends the HDMI little converter that we had pulled up there. Getting a set of 4-watt NeoPixels and classification work project. I gotcha. Okay, text classification. Okay, so it will read some text and then decide, like probably categorize it or something, put it into one of a handful of categories or something like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so where I am starting out today is actually, before I go too far, let me tell the chat room that this page is broken. See if anybody knows what might have changed recently that could cause that. Just open up this Discord for now. Okay, we have reported that to the team, so we'll see if anybody knows off the top of their head, like if something specific changed recently inside of, I think it's Adabot that compiles those things into the list for us. Okay, categorizing documents, nice. See if anybody knows if anything changed inside Adabot recently that's related to this, or see if anybody wants to look into it. We may poke around at that a little bit if we get some time towards the end of the stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and just start on some of the things I had planned. So I guess I could have kept Discord open for another minute. I'm gonna take my hoodie off real quick before I get going too long here as well. Actually, let me do that real fast. Okay, and we're back. Getting a little bit warm, so let me put this back. Okay. So the thing I am working on to start out with today is adding the read the docs link to the README of essentially all of the libraries. So like if we just pull up a random library, I always like to go to the display text one when I just want to check out something for a library and it doesn't matter which one so much. So in the libraries, of course, they have a README file, readme.rst. Inside the README file, this is what gets shown on, the repo's sort of home page on github.com here. And we currently have these badges at the top, and the first badge is a docs passing badge. And so this indicates that the read the docs are successfully building, and, they're passing all of the CI, integration actions, tests, and things like that. So this is good. Whenever it says, docs passing, that means everything is okay. There's no issues with the documentation. And this badge is actually also a link to the read the docs. So if I click on that there, and I did a middle click to get a new tab, but you could click regular as well. That's going to take you over to the read the docs page. So this is the documentation for that library specifically. So I was on the display text library. This is going to be the documentation for the display text library. And this is kind of like, reference documentation type stuff. It's going to list out all of the functions and all of the properties and fields, all the arguments for all the functions. Basically a big comprehensive list of all of the things that the library can do, all of the things that you can pass it, all the things it can return from functions, stuff like that. So just a big list of everything that, the library can do, as well as, specifically listing out all those functions and things. And so we do have the link here. Of course, it's on the badge, but what we want to do is add a text version of the link as well. So, some little blurb of text. Maybe it would get its own header or something like that, and a little sentence or two that just, talks about what the docs are and links over to them in text. That way, if folks, don't know that this badge is a link, they'll still be able to find a link just by reading the README. Because this badge, while it is a link and that's nice, it saves it saves space and stuff, like saves text in the README and all that sort of stuff. But some folks don't realize that that's a link. And in fact, I could say myself, I didn't realize this was a link until, a while into my sort of CircuitPython adventure here. So maybe like only in the past, 9 months or a year or so did I actually realize that. So I went for a long time without actually knowing that that was a link either. I would always go to the release page, and then on the release page there is a link, like this one says read the docs for how to use it, and I would click this link to get to the docs for that library. That's like how I was doing it for the longest time. So we want to make it easier to find for folks that don't know about the badge or don't know about the release page. So there is there's a test library, I think it's called test. Is it just test library? No. Okay. Let me search for this in Discord. So Kattni made the first change to this on a test one the other day. This isn't gonna let me work, is it? Yeah, we need to do this. And so I'm gonna look at the one that Kattni did, and then I will, that will essentially be the template for what we're going to do to all the rest of them. So I need to find, I want to go in, can I go in CircuitPython dev? Let's do that, narrow it a little more. Here we go, this is what I want. Test repo, I was close. Not test library, it's test repo. Let me copy this. Put this in the browser over here. Okay. And let's shuffle these windows back around. Okay. So this is the text that we're going to be adding to the repo. So we do have another header for it, documentation. And just, again, a quick little sentence or two it just says API documentation for this library found at, and then, or found on rather, and it says read the docs, and that is linkified over to, of course, the actual URL for that library. And so in the README, it ends up looking like this, which is nice and easy to understand, easy to figure out, and you know right away that that's going to be a link out to the documentation just by glancing. So our task today is to basically take this little blurb and put it into the README file for every single library. So we have, I don't actually know the count, hundreds. Actually, I could find it by looking at some of the stuff I've started here. So this is all the driver libraries. There's 197 of those. This is all the helper libraries, and there's 91 of those. So getting close to 300 libraries. So obviously that's quite a few, and we would not really want to go through and do all of those manually. Certainly that would take a very long time. So we are going to be automating the process to add that little blurb to the README across all of these nearly 300 libraries. And the way I automate it is by getting a copy, a clone of the actual bundle repo itself. So the bundle is also a GitHub repo, and it has submodules, Git submodules for all of the other libraries. So you can clone the bundle, and then you can do like a submodule update or something like that. I don't know the exact right term for it, but you do like an update and it will pull or clone all of the libraries that are submodules, which in this case is all of the CircuitPython libraries from the bundle. At least the Adafruit bundle is what I'm focused on mostly right now. And then once you have all of that cloned on your local computer, there is a command called git submodule for each, git submodule for each, and then that command will allow you to execute other arbitrary shell commands on each one of those submodules. So it will like cd inside the submodule, execute whatever you tell it, and then cd into the next one and do it, and next one, and just keep going on and on until it does all of them. So that is the mechanism that we will be using to automate this process. If you watched a couple of streams back, I did something similar on adding the type hint issues. So I did some of that work on the stream. So if you're interested in this sort of stuff and you want to see another example of it, you can check out that stream. I want to say that was probably a couple weeks back, maybe the last stream in September or maybe the first stream in October, because we added those for Hacktoberfest. So I know that it was associated with that. So you can see the last time we did this. And so, I laid out kind of the high-level way we're going to do it. We need a couple of other things set up to get us ready. So you can see these text files. We have a list of all of the libraries. And I'm going to use this list for removing temporarily some of those submodules so that we can test, our script on a subset of them. So, maybe we'll test on like 1 or 2 or 3. And then once those, small subset of them are looking good, then we will, of course, go back and add all the submodules and run it across all of the libraries. So we want to be able to test on a smaller group. And so these files are actually going to be helping me do that because I have a script here called remove submodules, which we open it up. This is basically parsing those text files, just going through all of them and then removing the submodule, each one for the line in the text file. So this is basically an easy way for me to remove like almost all the submodules, and then we would just add like 1 or 2 back, and then go ahead and test out whatever we're doing. Okay, so I do want these in alphabetical order though. Right now these are just in some kind of random order, and I don't really know just, Python list came out in that order for some reason. So we want to get them in alphabetical order because that's the order they are in these folders, and that's the order that it will get executed on that for each command. So we want them in alphabetical order. That way we could, cut off like the first, 10 or whatever, and it will actually match up with the first 10 that for each runs. And I think I have this ready. Actually, the way I generated this list was with a little Python script using lister, and then I think all I needed to do was add this sort. So I think this may actually work. Now, if we run this one again, yeah, that's looking better. Okay, so that's perfect. So these are now in alphabetical order, which is great because it matches, again, the order that they will run in that for each loop. So next thing we need to do is write some logic that's able to add this little blurb to the Readme file. And so I'm going to put this logic inside of a script called run on each, which is inside of this folder. This is kind of the way that I've been doing this, automated stuff on the bundles is. Actually, let me run through real quick and explain how it ends up working. So, I talked about the get submodule for each. That's what allows us to run some, shell commands on each of those submodule libraries. But specifically, the shell commands that I'm going to run are Python commands. This one, which will copy all of the rest of the scripts that we want to use into that submodule. Hey, nice. Thanks for linking that, Dexter. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's where we did this last time. We were working on Hacktoberfest, and so that was the same process as well. So if you are interested in the details, you can see it happen there as well. So yeah, we run this one first. This one will copy all of the rest of the scripts that we want to use into the submodule directory. And in this case, I think we're just going to have the one script. I don't know. We may end up with some other stuff. We'll see. So that gets copied in, and then it will run this particular Python script on that submodule. And then, of course, when it moves on to the next one, it will run it on the next one as well, and so on and so forth. So we put all of our logic that we want to do to each library inside this one, which is descriptively named run on each, because that's what it's going to do. So we can, I think we can delete this. This is the Hacktoberfest one, or maybe the topics one or something like that. So it's one of the older ones. I have backups of it elsewhere. It's not like I'm getting rid of it forever, but run on each. So we're going to start by reading the README file into a variable, right? So we need to read this README file as a string into a variable. So we can do that with f equals open. So this is readme readme.rst, and we'll open it as R first, I think, and then later on we'll open it again as W in order to write to it. So readme string is f.read, close it. Okay. And so the next thing we want to do is find the read the docs link. Which is linked near the top of the README file as the URL for the badge. So I think the logic I'll use for this is maybe search the first 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we'll say like 10 lines or so, just in case if there's more or less white space in some of these. They should be pretty uniform, so most likely it's going to be on the same, like, 5th line, I think it was here. Most likely it's going to be on the same one every time, but we'll make a little bit of a range that way in case if one of them's different, then, it will still find it. And so we'll search those lines. We'll find one that contains this beginning part of the URL here, because this will be the same for every library. The only part that is really different is this part here. But I don't know if there's a predictable way. Like I'm not sure if we can just substitute in like the folder name or something here and have that actually work. Some of them might have slightly different names in read the docs. So we're going to read it out of the README since we know the link in the README is already good. Oh no, lost the tweezers. That's no good. Okay, so let's start looping through those. For line in, do we want to do that? No, let's do this. Let's go readme lines is readme string.split on new line. So break out the lines of the readme file. Then let's go for I in range. Let's just call it 10. And curline is readme lines XSI. And then if, why don't we, let's make this to a function actually. Let's say def find read the docs link. Let's do this. Find read the docs link, and it will accept, I think it will accept the lines, all the lines. It will then do this for loop. It'll say if curline, well, if this string is in curline, then return curline. We don't want to return the whole line, though. We want to get the URL specifically. We'll say if this string is in the line, then return that line. But like I just mentioned, we don't want the whole line. We actually want only the URL. So we could say what's the best way to do that? So I'm sure, what you call it, regex? I'm sure regex could do this. I'm not super good at regex, truthfully, though. I think, what if we go string is this string.split on target colons parts. So that gets us pretty close. We end up with a big space at the beginning and the URL in the second one with an extra space in front of it. We could remove that space. We could also probably just do this. Yeah, there we go. And now our URL is alone in this item at index 1 of this list. So let's do that. Curline.split target colon space, and we want the 1 index. Okay. So now that's good for our read the docs link. So we should be able to test this out now by running it on all the repos and printing out the read the docs link and just kind of eyeballing it and making sure everything looks good. So let's say what? Let's say link equals this, and we could probably put our function definition up higher. Maybe it doesn't really matter, but I don't think it does. Keep it a little more organized. We're gonna need, do we need any imports? I guess right now, not really, right? We just have standard stuff. Open, split, read. Yeah, none of that stuff needs imports, I think. Find the link of these lines, readme lines. And then let's just print it. Print the link. Okay, and then like I said, we'll run this on all of them and we'll see if it's working good or not. Terminal. So, in order to run this, I think I have documented somewhere. Essentially, it's like git submodule for each, and then a couple Python commands. Yeah, I got a copy of it here. Okay, so let's get this line. Let's docs links. I should probably make a new repo for this. I've been making a new repo each time I do one of these, but just call this command. I want to add it, I'll just paste a copy of this. So it's going to be a little different. It's not the type finding files, instead it's the docs files. Docs. And then run on each is the same, actually, since I did use the same name for that script. So git submodule for each, then we go quotes, Python. We have to go up a couple of directories because the context is inside of the submodule directory. We go up a couple, we find copy docs files. We run that. Semicolon means we want to run another command after this. So these are two separate commands, basically. We run this one first. Then when that's done, we run this one next. And so this one will then be in the directory of the library because of that copy one is going to move it in. So I think this is all we need. And so again, at this point, this should loop over all of them, find the read the docs link, and then just print it out. Let's give it a try here. Looking pretty good. Just gonna kind of scroll through here and make sure that none of them got skipped or none of them are missing part of the URL or anything crazy like that. Looking pretty good. Oh. Okay, thermal printer. We'll need to go look inside thermal printer. Okay. Looks like maybe that's the only one with trouble. Yeah, don't see any others. So thermal printer, let's take a closer look at that one. That's probably drivers. Thermal printer has a README file. Has a different link. I wonder if that link works. Let's load up GitHub. Let's click the badge. Does work. It did redirect me to one that looks more like the others. I wonder if this was just maybe like an old style read the docs links, or maybe somewhere along the way they started using CircuitPython.readthedocs.io for everything, and then they put them into different projects. See what Mark mentioned. I think he's probably talking about the, yeah, okay, CircuitPython.org site. Also, though, I am going to let him know. I mentioned this yesterday. We are gonna make, we're not gonna make PRs. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check what Katney said. Yeah, go ahead and push to each repo. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead. We're gonna push. But Mark did offer if we did do PRs to help review and merge them, so that was nice. But I think we'll take it to the one-step option of just pushing. I'll let you know if we end up with PRs. Current plan will be to go ahead and push directly without a PR. So. Okay. And I'm gonna close this. I guess I could leave it open a little bit. Let's minimize it down there. So, it's not a huge deal. I think, though, I'm interested in just changing the changing this in the README so that it matches all of them. Maybe Mark will review that for us, and we could get that merged real quick. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. So we'll make this as a separate PR. We'll have Mark review it for us if he's willing to do that, and then when we go and run this again, it won't. It'll work the same as all the rest of them. We won't have to make a special case for this one repo. So do I have a fork of this? No, not yet. So let's make a fork. Okay, so we're gonna go speed mode, making a PR here. If you've never made a PR before, this is how you do it, but it's gonna go kind of quick. So we have our own fork now. We're gonna copy this so that we can clone our fork. I'm gonna go up, clone, git clone. I'm gonna open this thermal printer. Change the README. I'm going to paste this. Do you notice the badge? It's also different a little bit. Projects, okay, okay. Looks like they're all like that. It has the full name here, Adafruit CircuitPython, and only the small name here. Yeah. There is one difference. These are hyphens instead of underscores, but I don't know as though that makes an actual difference. Yeah. That one still comes out as well, so. Okay, and I pasted the one with underscores, and we actually did get redirected to the one with hyphens. So I guess we'll go ahead and change it to the ones with hyphens, and then we can, you know, skip that redirect technically. Let's do that. Oh, this is not where I want to change this. Yeah. This is not where I want to change this. Let's just roll that back. Okay, we want to change this in here. This one. This is the thermal printer repo by itself. Okay, so we have the new read the docs link. We have the new badge with hyphens instead of underscores. This should be good. I think I'll test this by building the docs. Because the docs will make an HTML page with a copy of the Readme. And we can check and make sure the link's working. Yeah. Indeed, it is. That link brought us to the right spot. That badge looked correct, so yeah, I believe we are good to go here. So, oops. Let's go back to, let's close off some of these other ones that we don't need right now. Okay, so I'm going to make a branch for this, git checkout -b docs link from, oh, yeah, we need to add Adafruit remote, actually. Git remote -v, this is going to be origin, I'm going to change it, git remote, rename origin foamyguy. Git remote add Adafruit. Okay. Git fetch Adafruit. Git. Now we can do checkout branch docs link from Adafruit main. No track. Okay, now we have a new branch docs link, which has our changes already. So we can push. Push, and we don't want to push directly to Adafruit. We want to push to foamyguy. I don't know why it does that, since I did no track. It's supposed to, nah, but it just doesn't know which one I want to go to. So we'll change that to foamyguy. It's going to push into a new branch called docslink in the foamyguy fork. Let's double check the changes, which should just be the URL. Where the badge has hyphens instead of underscores, which it does, and the URL for the docs is like moved around a little bit. It's circuitpython.readthedocs.io/project/thermal printer, so on. Okay, and that is looking good. We don't have any other changes. So we're going to push this. If we wanted to get super fancy, we could make the PR from the GH tool. GH, the command line tool, but I think I'm going to just do it in the browser for now. So we want to go to GitHub, thermal printer. One other thing. Are there more like this, or? Well, no, if there were more like this, then we would have found them because they would have failed the same way. Right, so I wasn't specifically looking when I was scrolling through this list for CircuitPython.readthedocs, but we know that all of them had that because that's what I did check inside the string for. So yeah, we know this is the only one like this. There might be more with the hyphens versus the underscores. We don't care too much about that right now. Yeah, so we'll just do this one. This updates read the docs link in the README and the URL for the badge image. Match the way that the rest of the URLs in the other repos work. This does not actually change the functionality at all. Seems like both URLs for the docs and the badge do get redirected to the right spot, but making this change will allow the script to add a text docs link less complex because it won't need a special exception for this one repo. Okay, double check changes again. Hyphens, underscores, change around, read the docs link. Looks good. From foamyguy to Adafruit, looks good. Create pull request. Go librarians, and then I'll send this. Whoops. Okay. Oh, do we have any risk of failing pre-commit? I didn't run pre-commit. It should not be able to fail from that, I don't think, right? Docs would be the thing most likely to fail, and we built the docs and that worked. Pre-commit run all, oh, -a. Oops. Ooh, -a. Does that work the same? Guess so. Yeah. Okay. That does look good. Did pass. So we should pass CI on GitHub too. We'll see if it does. Yeah, okay, so let's go back. Let's start working a little bit more on this, and then, once this gets merged into Thermal Printer, we'll update our bundle, and then we'll have the new one, and this one will find it as well. But while we are waiting on that, let's move on a little bit on this. So we found the docs link. So we want to now insert some other text somewhere else. So let's make a docs message, which is a multi-line string. And it's basically going to be text from this. But this URL will be these curly brackets, so we'll be able to substitute it in with format command. I have an empty line. Okay. So now how do we want to do this? What if we add contributing? Empty line contributing. Okay. And then what we're going to do is replace the string contributing with this whole string. So we'll end up with this stuff above contributing. The old contributing technically will go away, but we have a new one here, so it'll still be there looking the same. It's got an empty line, this sentence, an empty line, the equals makes the rule, I think, horizontal rule. Or maybe makes this into a header. Yeah, so I think that should be good. Docs message. So after we find the link, we don't really need to print it anymore. Like, sure. So we can go readme string equals readme string dot replace contributing with docs message dot format link. Then f equals open. Could copy this. W f dot write readme string f dot close. Okay. Yeah, I think that should do it, right? So let's save that. Let's see if this got past CI and stuff yet. Oh, Lady Ada approved it. Okay. That'll work. Merge. We'll double check now that it's merged. I mean, I don't see any reason why it would be any different, but yeah, that looks good. We went to the right docs. The actual URL is different now, CircuitPython.read the docs, so that's the new one. The badge is still working, so we are good. Could make a release as well. It's not, like it didn't actually change anything in the library, but it will get flagged as a, AdaBot will notice that a commit happened And so it'll show up on a list somewhere, and probably Dylan would make a release for it if we didn't. But let's just go ahead and do that while we're here. Whoops. So I want to go. Oh, they changed this. This is different. Interesting. Okay, this is probably edit, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll go maybe race car. Okay, we want to copy this. We're going to go new release. Paste this. 133 is the old one. I'm going to close this so that I don't accidentally change it. 1, 3, we'll just do 4, new minor version. 1.3.4, updated docs link in Readme. This does not contain any functional changes. Just updating a link in Readme to match the way the rest repos are. Okay, 134. Main 134. 133 was definitely the old one, right? Let's just double check. 133, yep. Okay. Publish. Okay, now that that is merged, we should be able to update this stuff inside of our bundle. How do we do that? I think if we just run one of these. Doesn't seem like it changed. I'm pretty sure it would have printed something. Yeah. I don't know, how do you update? How do you make submodules pull? My goodness. That is a very big thing. There we go. That looks like what we want. Get submodule update remote. Update remote. I should not have done that. Yeah. So that tried to execute, like, basically I accidentally highlighted some text in the terminal, and then it caused it to paste that text back in. So it was trying to execute stuff that wasn't really commands, basically. So I should have done copy paste. I should have done paste instead of middle click, but module update remote. That doesn't work. I mean, it should be origin main. Let's try this one. Okay, this looks more promising. So hopefully when we get to thermal printer, it will print a little bit of extra stuff. Yep, perfect. So we have 134 now locally. So I could go look in the Readme, and it should have the updated URL. We'll let this finish. While that finishes, actually, I'm going to go put my coffee cup away here. Okay. Stripey Cat asked me very nicely if he could have his food, so I gave him his food as well. This took me an extra minute, but we are back now. This did pull thermal printer, so let's double check that this now has... Doesn't. So this only fetched, maybe? Maybe this only fetched. This one failed, though. Right? Yeah, this one just failed. Well, one of these? Still the old one. So I don't know how to get this to update. Thought we had it. I mean, it definitely found it here. But it didn't actually pull. I don't know what the remote would be. We don't have a remote, do we? We do have a remote. Why were there changes to other files? That is definitely confusing to me. This did finally update now. We're good to go here. I don't know why these changed. That I was not expecting. Guess it's not a... It's not a humongous deal. Doesn't show up as... Oh no, see, this is for the bundle, not the, not this submodule. Not sure what this means all the way, truthfully, either. I wonder if that means I'm not going to be able to push, because ultimately when we get done with this, the very last thing that this run on each command is going to do is push the changes to the Readme file. I wonder if this means that we are not going to be able to push. Okay, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. Let's try to run this version now. So this one has the newest thermal printer, which has the right link in it. We're actually replacing part of the Readme, so after we run this one, we should end up with a bunch of new Readmes that have the new text link inside of them. Yeah, none of this has the command. Okay. Doesn't print anything anymore. Only way we would really know that this worked is by looking in the Readme file. I'll go find the first one it did. Hey, down from there. Down. All right. Let's look in Readme. Yeah. Okay, so one problem is we have an extra space between contributing and its underlying thing. I guess because there's a new line at the end of this. That should be like this. Yeah. But the rest of it looks pretty good. Yeah. I think the rest of it looks good. So we need to reset all of these back to the way they were, and then that way we could run it again. I don't know how to do that best. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, make dir. Actually, I have an upper level to this bundle add doc. So I'm going to take this folder, I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to take all of these. Paste it in here. Okay, so now I have all of the scripts that I need to do this stuff outside of the bundle directory. I'm going to delete the bundle directory. As well close all of these. Delete. And I'll just reclone it. So there might be a quicker way to do this, I'm not sure, but this is the only way that I know how. So if we clone it, then we can go inside of it, can just run these two commands again. All right. This will take a second while it clones everything, but it'll give us a fresh copy to work with. While that's going, put some of these files back. Don't really need command to go inside of the bundle. Don't want to add them. Okay, got on helpers now, so 2/3 of the way done. Maybe I could run like git revert, git rollback. Git stash, I guess I could use. Just never unstash it. Why does every website... I don't know, what's not necessary but is functional? I don't... Hmm. They wouldn't be staged yet. It wouldn't be committed yet. Git reset hard. Okay, maybe we'll try this after we run this again. I think if we do a for each git reset hard, that should undo the changes we made. Okay, this is done cloning. So do we need to change anything else before we make another attempt? I think we're just ready to go, right? So that would be this command. We copied all of our stuff back in. Yeah, I think we're ready. You know what? I think what I'll do is we want to print something. We should have it print something at least. Why don't we just turn back on printing the read the docs link. We get one extra output from every one of these that it runs on. Okay, let's run that. Watch it chooch away here. I'm gonna check the one thermal printer one. I won't like scroll through this entire list again, but I'm gonna look at thermal printer and just make sure it's good. Oh no. It's not good. Good thing I checked. Why would that be? So I think the submodules are stuck at a commit. And I guess Adabot updates them each night. Yeah. This. Hmm. Yeah. This one actually updated some libraries. Hmm. So thermal printer is actually already updated. Problem is basically the bundle doesn't know that it's updated yet. Like these are stuck. These are stuck on a commit hash. This one's back on this hash. Even though main is actually newer now, of course, because we just merged. Hmm. So, okay, we're gonna have to work around that a little bit. Or else the other thing we could do is, I think if I waited until tomorrow, then I think this would resolve itself, because I think Adabot will update this to the newest main. Let's check on some of the ones that it did do. Okay, so this is our new section. And that is looking good to me. We got contributing on its above its little underline, so that's looking good. This part's kind of strangely split across multiple lines. I assume that that was like that already, though. Yeah, this one's like that too. 74HC595. I want the raw. Okay, yeah, this is like this already anyway, so there is exactly one line after the code for contributing. There's now exactly one line after the code before documentation. So it's a new section. This link looks good. Yeah. Okay. It looks like all the ones that it did do look good at this point. So we do need to reset it one more time though, because we need to deal with thermal printer before we run it on all of them. I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is just manually update thermal printer. That's the only one that has any changes. So I'll try to manually update that before I run the script on all of them. So let me, I'm going to copy this because I think I turned the print back on is what I did. Yeah, let me copy this. We'll just put that newest one back out in here. Okay, and then we'll just do this one more time. Delete the bundle. Clone the bundle. Do these. Oh. Okay. Wait on this to clone again. Anything interesting in this feed? Pretty funny. Okay. I'm kind of following this this issue a little bit. I don't know too much about what's going on, but notice they're talking about it crashing if you don't import something. All right. About halfway through helpers, so we're pretty close here. I did not drop my phone, but my wife did drop the phone or something. I'm not sure what it was. Okay. So these are all cloned. Oh, sorry, that might have been loud. Hey there, Johnny. How's it going? So we need to fix thermal printer before we run this. So yeah, sorry about that. I accidentally bonked the microphone stand there. That's my bad. Drivers, thermal. All right. How did I do this? Do I just git fetch? Didn't do anything. Remote. Didn't do anything. Yeah, this is still the old one. So I think I ran from here, did it, I think, right? These are what I ran. These are what clone the current one that they're pegged to. Is it this? Oh. Oh, this fails. So was it this? Yeah. Let me close this. Okay. And I wasn't watching, but this should show the fetching of the new version. Oh no, it didn't. Uh-oh. It's because, yeah, last time we got some printouts for like 334. That's a bummer. I don't know how to make this update. I just did it a minute ago. I don't know why it's different this time. Touch origin, nothing happens. Okay, there it goes. That worked. It does still have the changes to those other files. I guess these must be changes that occurred in the main branch after this commit hash. Yeah. This commit hash is all the way back here. And there's a bunch, like, all of these occurred after it. I'm gonna ask in the chat how this gets updated. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a plane trying to land outside or something. No, it's not actually trying to land, hopefully. It was very loud though. Alright, because that still says FEAB. All right. Yeah, the cricket. There's a cricket as well. I had successfully blocked that out. Okay. I don't know if this matters too much. I am a little bit weary, though, of actually doing this because I don't want to actually push any changes that aren't the README. And until I understand how these get updated, I don't know for certain whether or not my push would affect them. Okay, but I did push, or not push, I did update Thermal Printer now. So Thermal Printer should have the newest README, which it does. So I should be able to rerun my big script, and it should change the README of all of them, including Thermal Printer now. I don't know why these CDs are taking this long, honestly. We still have... Oh no, okay, we need to copy these back in. Don't want to add them. This should be the one with the print, yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. We'll watch for Thermal Printer. Scrolled too early. There it is. Worked correctly. Nice. Found the tweezers. Okay. So now this README has the new section with the read the docs link. So pretty much this would be ready at this point to push, I think. Yeah, I think so. So before I do start diving into that bit of it, though, I need to take just a minute here and run to the restroom. I'm gonna close the window by me as well. I'll be right back. Oh. Grumpy boy stole my chair. All right. I sit down here, buddy? Okay. Definitely true. Definitely true. Yeah, the Cricut I think is outside a different window. It's out the front. I may go close it in a minute, but we'll see. Let's see. Did anybody answer here? No, not yet. I'm a little scared of pushing because I don't want it to push anything crazy out. Let's see. I'll close this front window for a bit, and it should get rid of the Cricut. Hey. All right. Yeah, I can stand it for a little while, but it does start to distract me, so I'm happy to get rid of it for a little bit here. Probably reopen it in a little while once it warms up a little bit anyway. So okay, what if we went? Yeah, I can definitely agree with that fear. Luckily, we have I have a way to run it on one or two, like a small subset, before I run it on everything. So we can kind of check out one or two. It's not guaranteed. Like there could still be some unforeseen issues with others, but helps build confidence at least that it's not going to do anything too crazy. Sure, he's not back on the counter. So status modified. Yeah. So if I copied this and I said git remote add foamyguy, so could I go git add readme, git commit m Okay, one file changed. That's good. Run on each is untracked, which makes sense. We don't want to push that file in. Just change the hash here. So what is the branch that I'm on? How do you find out what branch you're on? Huh. List, create, or delete branches. My goodness, this is a lot of stuff. There's dry run. Why can I not scroll in this? Everything except actually send the updates, so that sounds helpful. Okay, can we just say git push what was that? Doesn't stay printed either, which is annoying. Dash in, or I'm gonna use dash dash dry run. Git push dry run. Can I just say like foamyguy to tell it the remote? No, I'm not currently on a branch. I'm not currently on a branch. So I think we would need to check out main branch. Commit. Push. Main. No, push. It's going to be origin though. Origin, main. I think we would need to do these three things at the end of this script here. Anybody answer back here? No. So I've already made a commit. And I think I shouldn't have. I think I should have gotten to the main branch first. I think I should have gotten to the main branch first. So we're going to try this another time. Delete this. This is not working. Okay. Okay. New plan. Okay. No, I don't know. Yep, see you, Dexter. Thanks for hanging out. This one didn't seem like it was necessary last time. Like somehow it had already fetched. It had already fetched the like 334, that new release tag. So maybe we just need to go inside thermal printer and run get pull origin main. Getting close to done on this one. Okay. So we'll go drivers, thermal printer, pull origin main. Yes, that worked. Okay. And okay. We're still technically on this like head weird state here, not on main. You want help? One second. Oh. Stripy Cat has returned. Oh, not for long. I had to grab a package from outside, and one of his favorite games is dart out the door anytime we open it. So I was holding it back for a minute. Okay, so we should... What if we start adding some stuff to this? Check out main branch. How do you check out main? I guess I'm gonna need to end up doing this another time at least. So I need to figure out these commands. If you just go git check out main. Yes, okay. So let's do this. I want to make the commit also. I guess I could make the commit, right? It's not gonna push until I do this, and then maybe I could come back after it makes the commit and do the dry run push. Git commit -m should use single quotes. Okay. So this time, the next time we run it, it would check out, it would do the same changes in the README, then it would check out main, then it would make a commit, and then I should be able to come by after that and manually do like the push dry run and see what it wants to push. So let's re-up this again. Start fresh. I don't know why that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait on this one more time. You go inside of it. This one. What? I think the E got taken out. Okay. We wait on these to clone. We pull main on thermal printer. Then we run on each. And at that point, we should have changed readmes. We should have all the submodules being on the main branch, and we should have a commit made in all of them. Yeah. I wonder how this works. Like some of these are 11 days ago. 15 days ago. Yeah, like this one got updated. Oh yeah, yeah, see here, this is like doing the updates to go from the old tag to the new tag. So I wonder if this is broken on the thermal printer. Is this done yet? Yep, okay. In here, thermal, okay, get, pull this, okay. Now let's go up, 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 up. Nope, too far. Okay. Update submodules. Hey, that sounds relevant, right? What does this do? Fetch all for each, okay. Not sure what this part's doing. Tag equals slash. Okay, set a variable tag equal to whatever it gets from this, then get checkout dash Q. I don't know what dash Q does, but then it's checking out the tag variable that it made. So I wonder if I ran this, if it would get thermal printer to update. I think I'm not gonna mess with it though. I'm gonna keep going down this path of running this one more time. So we're gonna take this and this. We don't really need these right now, but I'll take them anyway. Paste them inside here. Don't want to add anything. Ooh. Nice. Got some rainbow action there on the keyboard going on. It's pretty sweet looking. I spy, I think a mag tag there maybe as well with the little cloud. Is that like a cloud 3D print? I think I've seen that mag tag print before. Okay. This is in one on each. This has the new stuff. Mag tag with the cloud. Nice. From the full kit. Sweet. I guess, yeah, it's not a print, is it? I think is it a, it's like an acrylic. Must have been laser cut out, probably. Nice. Got some dancing, what do they call those little guys again? I forgot what those little things are called. Little yellow little cyclops things. Okay, so I think we should be ready to try this. This should change readmes and should go to main, and then it should commit the change. Oh no. We need to add. Add readme change. OS system git add readme rst. Yeah, we need to do that. Okay, so it should modify the readme, check out main, add the modified one to the change list to be committed, then make the commit, and then we're not pushing yet. We're not doing anything after we make the commit. Okay. All right, I'll just copy it out of the file. Oh, don't burn yourself. Wow, that is quite a bright neopixel there, it looks like. Minions, that's right, minions. Yeah, thank you. Copy this, paste this. Need to do anything before we run it? We updated, did we update thermal? Let me double check. Yeah, okay, we did update thermal printer. Good to go there. Okay, so yeah, let's let that one run, and of course we have a lot of extra prints now because it's printing the output from the git add command as well as the git commit command. So see, lots and lots of extra stuff got printed. Oh, you know what? This might not have worked. Some of these say local changes would be overwritten by the checkout. So I wonder if the checkout, I wonder if we should check out main. Yeah, we should probably check out main before we update the Readme. Right? It should probably be check out main, then write the changes to Readme. Then add the changes, then commit the changes. But let's take a look at what it did here. Let's see what state we're in. Let's look in waveform. Or, yeah, let's look in waveform. This is probably helpers. Yeah. So, yeah, it did not check out main. Makes sense because it said here an error when it tried to check out. Interesting, it did make a commit, seems like. Maybe it did the add only and not a commit, I don't know. Some of them it did switch all right, like this one, Turtle. Turtle seems like it worked. And indeed, yeah, we're on main inside Turtle. And I'm pretty sure this means we have a commit that we haven't pushed yet. Yeah, look at that. Our branch is on main. Oops. Our branch is ahead of origin main by 1 commit. So it worked on some of them, but not all of them. I think if we just change the order of, let's look in the Readme. Yeah, got the documentation section. Cool. So it worked on some of them, but not all of them. And I think just changing the order, how we swap these two around, I think that will make it work on the rest of them. So let's try it again. Gonna delete this. I should add like a clone bundle. This could be a shell script though, right? Like clone bundle.sh. Okay. Oops. Okay. Let me just go this. Oh. Clone it and then cd inside of it, cd this, and then this, and then this. Okay, so that should do everything in one step. chmod plus x bundle. Okay. Okay, so now I should be able to just do this. Have it do everything. All right. Still have to wait for it to clone all the submodules, but at least we don't have to keep looking through history of all the commands. Let me catch up on the chat here. For watts, there we go. Minions, printing. Scott's, I think it's just responding back to somebody from yesterday. Yeah. Just finished LED swap project for the magnifying glass. Oh, nice. Replace the light in the magnifying glass. 24 1-watt LEDs. Yeah, that sounds pretty bright. That sounds pretty bright. Decided to go for 4 watts because I only have 5 lights. And on having controls for the miniway. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Get like a knob or something. $7,500 lux. Ouch. Yeah, need some sunglasses for that. There's sunglasses. Six watts. Nice. Yeah, whenever I'm working with NeoPixels, I usually will set it to like 1% or 5% brightness. And even then it's a little bright. Sometimes I'll stick paper over it or something. Okay, so this has cloned everything. So let's go do our manual step here. I guess we could add that to our script. It's kind of specific to this one thing though, so I don't know if we really want to do that. Let's go here, 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 here. This. Okay, so we pulled. Okay. Now we're here. So we need to copy this stuff in. Honestly, I think these are probably the only two that we actually need to copy in. Don't want to add. Okay, we definitely changed the order, so we're going to check out main, and then we're going to save the modified readme. Then we're going to add it, and then we're going to make our commit. So if this works how I think, then like waveform will actually work this time, unlike last time. So yeah, moment of truth, let's let it go. Spams a lot of stuff. Ooh, a power supply kit. Does that look like? Pull this over. Oh. No, that's alright. We don't need that. Pin hammer. Pin hammer. Pin hammer. Okay. Got some spammers in the old Twitch chat there. So this, how does this work? You can plug it into the end of the breadboard and then has a DC jack for power. Is there a picture of it like in place? Oh, I can't like oh, okay. It's hard to huh. No, it doesn't look like there's a I don't know, honestly, this doesn't seem like... Yeah, this is totally unrelated, honestly. Interesting. Okay, anyway. Oh, there we go, yeah. Hey, thanks for the, thanks for showing a picture of that, Doctor. Okay, yeah, nice. Just stick it right on the end there. And then it connects to the rails for you, so all the rails now have, like 5 volts or whatever you set it to or something like that running down them? Is that how that works? Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay. So we shouldn't see any fails in here. It looks like waveform succeeded. It did switch to main. It's up to date with main. We made a new commit. So yeah, I think we went inside of here. Let's go, let's go inside of waveform first. Drivers, well, no, this is helpers. Waveform. Okay, good. Status, so we are on main. We're 1 commit ahead of main. Have main here. We have a commit waiting to be pushed. Remote -v. So could we add get remote? I don't know if I have this actually. Whoa. Okay, let's go here. Work this under foamyguy. Uh-oh. That's no good. Got like a hot transformer or something on it, I'm guessing. A resistor maybe. Okay, so now we have foamyguy waveform. So let me copy this and let's go get remote, add foamyguy this regulator. Yeah, I've burned my fingers on those a couple of times as well. Okay, so remote-v. So I should be able to push this change to the foamyguy remote, and then we could look at GitHub and make sure that everything looks good. If it doesn't look good, it's only on my clone, my fork rather, so it doesn't really matter. I could just delete it. So let's try that. Git push main foamyguy. Let's do dry run. Dry run. Failed. Failed to push some refs. Oh, did I do those backwards? I think I did those backwards. Should be git push the remote, which is foamyguy, then the branch, which is main. Yeah, right, because it would be like git push origin main. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, yeah, this is going to be the next problem. Authentication. Yeah, I don't know how to script that actually. Can you specify the username and password in the command line? Or can you set like environment variables or something? So I usually push from PyCharm, honestly, and it has stored my name and token. Seems like this would be helpful. Potential helper. Yeah, this sounds like what we want for sure. Opted on this, so this is what we're getting now. Okay, yeah. Eventual helpers. So one problem is it looks like it stores these per repository, right? Like this is the URL to a full repository. So I'd really rather not have to have it per repository. Not actually sure if... I mean, this sounds like it would do what we want, but I don't necessarily want to do it per repo, and also I will say this is a little bit over my head. I don't see any, like it's setting a username as well, but I don't see anywhere in this example where it's setting the password or the token. This is echo password. Okay, it's reading it out of .secret. Interesting. Hmm. Let's see if this is higher level, maybe. Okay. So it looks like if I used SSH, then I could have keys. Okay. So let's cancel this. Can this push? Clone, create, fork, list, sync? Because if I can do it with this GitHub command line tool, that would be nice because it already figures out the authentication for me. So if it could push, then I don't have to mess with any of the rest of this stuff. Just git push. Doesn't look like it. Which makes sense, I guess they wouldn't have put push inside GH because it's already part of the regular git command line program. Maybe I need to figure out SSH keys. Yeah, this would do it if this had been merged. Hmm. So this looks like it was merged, but it's not doing what I would expect, I don't think. Okay. Hmm. I don't want to get prompted for it though. That's kind of the whole point. Hmm. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to figure this part out. auth. I'm gonna move this over. I don't know what all it's gonna print. Didn't really print that much. Okay. Just help commands. The command line, enter this, then follow the prompts when prompted. Select HTTPS. So I'm pretty sure I've done this already, but which is why GH knows, like, GH doesn't ask me for username and password anymore, but Git does still. Git, the command line Git. So I think I would have to use one of these. Never done any of this stuff before though. Configure Git, yeah, we need to do this. Install Git. Install GCM core. Configure Git to use GCM core. Yeah. It's too bad you can't just make an environment variable with a known name and just have it temporarily exist. I mean, this whole system they have here is certainly more flexible, can do lots of other stuff that seems helpful, but it would be nice if there was just a really, really basic way without having to do all of this. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Got a bit of a moderation issue in the Discord there. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure some of this stuff out, and I'm probably not gonna do it all right now. But I feel like I'm pretty close. Once I figure out how to get this credential stuff set up to where it will remember the name and the password, then I'm pretty sure we'll be able to just add here like git push origin main, honestly. And I think that should be it, honestly. I think we're done after that. So some other stuff I would do is I would still push manually. So I still intend to push manually one of these to foamyguy, like I started doing here. I'll have to go find a token. I don't know the, it's not, I have two-factor, so it's not going to let me put just a password by itself. I need to have a token, and I don't know them off the top of my head. I just copy them and paste them in when I need to. So I'll have to get a token to try this, and then as long as that works on the foamyguy fork, then the next thing I'll do is I will run this remove submodules. This will basically get rid of all the submodules from this instance of the bundle. And then I will, after I've done that, I'll add back just like one or two. Maybe I'll add like one from drivers and one from helpers, something like that, just so there's only, a couple in there. And then I'll run this thing for real. I'll let it do its thing. I'll even let it do its push at the end. But of course, it'll only run on those two that still exist at that time. Those will push back to Adafruit, Adafruit's fork, or branch, or root, or whatever. I don't know what it is at that point, but it will push into Adafruit's repo. As long as those look good, then I will re-add all the rest of the submodules. I'll remove the two that I did before, and then I'll run it with everything other than those two. It will go through and make the changes and push on all of them. Oh, nice. Johnny wrote up your magnifying lamp rebuild. Cool. Let me see this. Let me pull it out of here. What did it look like? I got a response in CircuitPython as well. That's a neat looking board. Supposed to follow releases. Let's look at thermal printer. When was the last release before the one we made today? What's the date? Doesn't have the date. That's annoying. How would this page not show the date? That's silly. I feel like it used to. I guess that is what happened though, right? This one... What is it? Literally nothing shows the date. It must know the date though, right? Like this says 2 hours ago. So like it knows when it was. It's just not showing it anywhere useful. Shows only the release one, like this one here. It says it knows March 2nd. Then you go in here and you just can't see that anymore. That is, I feel like that didn't used to be that way. Like this UI has definitely changed. Like the way this edit button is different now. Some of the other stuff about this is different. I feel like this used to show the dates and it doesn't anymore. And I don't think that was a good change. I think these should show the dates. Like right here, maybe it could have the date. It's not like we're hurting for space or anything. Okay. Nice, got a barrel jack. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. I laid it out a few minutes ago. It's basically push manually to foamyguy one of these, make sure it looks good there, then remove all the submodules and except for like one or two, run the script on those one or two, let it do everything all at once, let it edit the readme file, let it, make the commit, make the push even into the Adafruit repo. As long as those one or two look good, then we just go back, we re-add all the submodules, we take out the one or two that we did as a test, and then we run it again. We let it modify all the readmes, make the commits, make the pushes on all of them, and then, cross our fingers. Hopefully, there's pretty much no turning back after that one, so hopefully it works out all right on all of them. And that's pretty much the plan. So I think I'm going to call it for the stream for right now. But I'm pretty happy. We got a lot of this stuff figured out. I got this whole script that does the modifications figured out. I got most of the Git stuff straightened out. I just need to do a little bit of research on that password thing so that it's not going to prompt me for each one of these. And yeah, I think we'll be pretty much good to go at that point. So this is, good 95% of the way done, I would say. Just need to get that password straightened out and do the tests. And as long as nothing weird comes out of the tests, then we should be good to go, I think. So thank you to all the folks that tuned in. Dr. Dexter was here, but left a little while ago. Johnny, Skur, I'm not sure if Skur's watching, but maybe. If so, thank you to Skur as well. So I will catch you all next week. Of course, the time that I normally stream is weekly Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Time. So I started about 3 hours ago, and that is what time I normally stream every week. So whatever time zone you are in right now, 3 hours ago right now on every Saturday, you can catch me streaming on Twitch and YouTube if you're interested in following along with this sort of thing. So usually we're working on either CircuitPython library related stuff or sometimes CircuitPython projects. Like I was working on a game last week, so Just kind of depends what's going on for the week, but definitely tune in the future if you find this sort of thing interesting. Other than that, I'd say hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will catch you all next week. Thanks.